All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rangers coming back. We're going to talk all things Doja Fett signing off from Galaxy of Heroes, what it means for the game, what we think it means, what we think it doesn't mean, and all that good stuff. So, Ranger, well, let's just get right into it. Initial reaction when you saw that Doja was heading out?
That's sad. You and I both have worked, directly with Doja for the last however long he's been here.
Yeah.
Great guy, awesome guy, always there when you needed him, was always open. I never once heard him say a bad word about anybody. And it's a great guy, and I enjoyed the time spent with him. So I'm sure you did. I'm just sad. It's like you're sad. It's like when someone leaves, you're sad to see them go. But if it's for a better opportunity, you're like, yeah, I'll miss you, but damn, go. Good luck in whatever you're doing. That kind of feeling.
And I did have a brief conversation with Doja. I don't know how much he's okay with me saying, but I feel like I can at least say he's going to a better opportunity, right?
Yes.
Like this is not Doja being bitter about Galaxy of Heroes and hating this community or hating his job or anything. This is a simple, like, the man found a better opportunity, as we all should be pursuing in life, and he's moving up in the world. And so I'm disappointed from the respect, like, selfishly, I'm disappointed because I actually really liked Doja. My personal interactions with him were really positive. But like you said, I'm happy for the guy because he deserves to move up in the world, and so I'm stoked that that's what's happening here.
Yeah, and I thought he did a great job. He really, as soon as Doja came on, he's really upped the communication level that we've had with, directly with CG. And we all remember the dark days, the dark times. We didn't have really anything happening. But I think, oh boy. But I thought Doja, did the best he could, putting himself out there. He, doing videos with content creators and being on and doing what he did. I think he did a fantastic job. He gave it everything he had to make this the communication aspect for the community better, and I think he did a good job. It's definitely better than it was before. That's just my thoughts.
Response to this comment, I was going through Reddit, and of course Reddit, you've always got some spicy takes on Reddit.
Yeah.
Some very, very ill-informed takes. So the quote is, "To me, it shows yet again CG isn't capable of retaining staff." Doja at least helped give us some sort of communication.
Oh my God, no. I know, and I'm sure you do too, quite a lot of people that work over at CG that are still working for CG for a long time. They're still
6+ years, man.
And
this is in the gaming industry. I think something that people maybe don't realize is just how much movement there is in the gaming industry. If anybody would get to know any dev and ask them how many different games they have worked on and how frequently they bounce around, I think you would see an average of people staying in with a studio for just a handful of years before they move on to something else. And so I actually think kind of the opposite. We've seen how many people leave front-facing for us, like, in the history of this game. We haven't really seen that many. Like, it's pretty newsworthy. Carrie left for greener pastures herself.
Yeah.
We lost Gauze. He left for Marvel Strike Force. I don't know if that one was amicable or not. I don't really know all the details there. What else is there?
Yeah,
Cozy Spoon. Cozy Spoon, but they had like a family thing, right? They had to move away.
Yeah, something along those lines. But I remember CG Carrie, she was telling me her resume one time. I'm like, oh my God, how many games have you worked on?
Dude.
It was unbelievable. And I was
she's already moved to 2 different places since CG, right?
Yeah, she's unreal, man. So it's like you go there, you do what you set out to do, and somebody comes along, and if you do good work, people are gonna be like, why don't you come work for us? We'll get you more money. If someone's going to offer you more money or a chance to do something else, and you're one of those people that takes those opportunities and likes new challenges and things, why would you not take it?
Right.
We've all, the adults in the room have all known that, the days of way back when, where you got on one company and you worked there for 40 years, right, are over. There's a lot of competitiveness, not just in the gaming, but just in general, right? So it doesn't shock me at all. I'm surprised that it doesn't happen more often, but some people get comfortable and they're fine where they're at. And some people are like, I want new opportunities, or if I can get better pay, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So it doesn't surprise me that, Doja's been offered, something else. And he's taken an opportunity to take it. So yeah, I mean, but the fact that CG doesn't retain employees, good Lord. Yeah, they retain a lot of their employees. There's still a lot of people
we see the community-facing employees. There's so much else behind that studio that we never see. So that being able to, we have such a pinhole view of CG's employee retention. Making a comment like that, we know hilariously too little to even understand if they have good turnover or not.
Yeah, even me, I know a lot of people that are still working there, right? That I have relationships with that are still there. It's like, but I don't have the full picture of their retention, so it's kind of silly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's turn the conversation, focus a little bit on the future of Galaxy of Heroes. We do know that they are hiring somebody else in his position. Now, I know you're a little more plugged into the studio than I am, Ranger. Do you know anything about that? Do you know if they've hired somebody, potentially who they've hired, or are we just totally in the dark on that right now?
No, they're keeping that hush hush. So
I thought so.
They're not. Yeah, I mean, especially in the interview process. If I don't know where they're at with the stage, if they've hired the person or what, they haven't said anything to us yet. So, and maybe they will, maybe they won't. I won't be upset either way. So if they tell us a little bit before it happens, great. If not, then I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
For this one, they're being a little bit more, keeping it on the back burner, keeping it away from everything and letting it just play out the way it's supposed to. I don't know how long Doja will be, still with the company, how long he's going to stay on, and how long for the next person
seems like
comes
he's done. Right now. I mean, that seemed like a peace out. This is my last post.
Yeah, could be. So, it could be his last post, but you know how it is with jobs. Is is there 2-week notice, or was that his 2-week notice, and then he just now?
What are your expectations in terms of his replacement? What do you want to see?
Well, I think the expectation is to maintain the level that Doja started, right? We started getting some really good communication. Now, some people will argue that it could be better. Sure, I can see that point.
There could always be more communication, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
But they've got to be at the same level as Doja. They can't be someone that comes in here and not be interactive. That's just not going to work, especially since Doja set a pretty nice bar for the communication that we were receiving. I mean, the road aheads, even though they could be delayed, the road aheads, especially the jump to the YouTube is fantastic, and I hope that they continue that. They continue just keeping the communication going as best they can. It's a tough position to be in, but whoever it is just has to be, I don't know. I don't say out there as much as Doja was, but at least communicate. Whatever their way of communicating is, at least maintain that level that Doja had. And if they want to do it their own way, that's cool. But as long as it's at that level where we're getting that information to the community, and responding and being interactive, I think that'll be just fine.
Yeah. I agree with what you said. It's almost like status quo at minimum, right?
Yeah.
I'd almost say I'd love to see someone come in and go, all right, we're hitting this bar and I want to take it to the next step. I felt like that's what Doja did, right? When he came in, he was like, all right, I'm here and we're going to ramp things up. I'm not just filling a position. I'm here to get stuff done, and that's, I really feel like that's what he did. Right. And so he's kind of paved a way for somebody else to step into the role and hopefully do something similar. My fear is, and Ranger, tell me if you share this here. My fear is that they're going to sit there. We're going to have an empty position that they're looking to hire somebody in, and it's just going to be crumb for a long time. Are you worried about that too?
Yeah, it's a slight worry. But I mean, you can't do anything about it. So
we could go there with torches and pitchforks and make YouTube videos and say mean things.
Yes, and that's it. I'm going to write you a letter, and I'm going to tell you how angry I am at you, and that's it. Kind of thing.
Man.
But
yeah,
I mean, honestly, I mean, not only do I want the status quo, but I would like to see someone come up with some fresh ideas, and there's a lot more in the communication aspect that can be done. That I would be excited to see. And I don't have any problem with new ideas as long as you're being, again, the status quo, but they're trying new ideas and new ways to communicate to the community and stuff like that. I'm all for it. It may not work. It may work, but I always give props to anybody that's willing to put it out there. So I'm going to try something. If it works, great. If it doesn't, okay, it didn't work, but at least I tried. I respect that out of those kind of folks that are willing to try.
Yeah.
You know, they're not timid. They're not afraid to try something. Even if they fail, they're like, okay, I can learn from this. You know, I respect that out of somebody. So yeah, I'd like to see someone, you know, take us to the next level with this position.
All right. I like it. I don't know what else there really is to say other than Doja. I've got nothing but positive regard for you. I mean, even though I don't love everything CG does, I always view the community facing people as never the ones in my bad book, because they're probably not the ones making those decisions, right? I think Doja he did the number one thing I want to see from a community manager is more community interaction, more of that bridging the gap between the community and the devs, and I think Doja did that, and for that, my hat's off to him. I think he did a great job.
I agree 1,000%. Awesome job, Doja. You will be missed, my friend, and wish you nothing but the best out there, whatever you're doing, my friend.
All right. Well, Ranger, thanks for joining me for the video. It's always good to have you.
Always a pleasure to hang out with the fam.
Ranger is with Reality Skewed Gamers, guys. Links are down below to all of their stuff. You need to check out what they're doing. They recently just celebrated their 300th stream. And if I understand right, you kicked somebody into a endless pit in that stream, right? Just like, what's his name from 300?
Yes. I was like, this is not Sparta.
What is that guy's name again? Oh my gosh, it's the most badass name ever.
What, the
main
Leonidas?
character?
Yeah, Leonidas. Yes.
I want to name my son Leonidas.
You should. That'd be dope.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
I know, but it's a good movie. It's very quotable.
It's funny. I actually funny story. I ran a Spartan race recently, and this guy gets up there and he's hyping us at the start line for us to start our Spartan race, and he tells a story of the 300 Spartans, you know? And he's like building us up. He's like, and you're like the Spartans, you're warriors. And then at the end, he's like, and they all died. And then he's like, and you're off.
Go out there and make something of yourself. Didn't you just say they died? Am I gonna die? Am I dead? Did I die already?
I didn't. Spoiler alert, I didn't die.
Yeah, so yeah, if Cubs made it, then yeah, we're fine.
I made it. If I can make it, you can make it. Fine.
Yes, that's right.
All right, go check out Ranger of the Reality Skewed Gamers. Congrats on 300 streams, man. That's awesome.
Thank you, my friend, very much. Very kind of you.
All right, love you, fam. Love you, Doja. We'll see you later on Shot First.